Welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to talk about healthy fats, condiments, and we're going to make our own ranch dressing. If you're new here, my name is Elizabeth, and I am living in the light by documenting my weight loss transformation using the Optavia 5-in-1 program. I am not an independent health coach, but if you have questions, feel free to message me using my contact information in the information box down below. I can either answer those questions or I can connect you with someone who can give you more answers. If you have not already subscribed, please take 2 seconds, hit the like button on the video and hit the subscribe button. Subscribing doesn't do anything for you really, but it does let me know that I've got supporters out there who are encouraging me on this journey. So let's talk about healthy fats and condiments. I have been on the program for almost 3 full months. I am starting week 12 this week. And as I have been working through the program and cooking lean and green meals for me and for my husband, I have learned a lot about healthy fats and about condiments. I choose to save those things to use for my lean and greens only. When you're using a protein that falls in either the leaner or the leanest category, you have to add healthy fat. Sometimes that can happen by using olive oil or some other oil to cook the protein, or you might want to add avocado to it. But if you're making a salad, sometimes you want to have a salad dressing, and some of the dressings can count as a healthy fat. As a person who likes to cook, I like to also make my own dressings, my own sauces, things like that. And so sometimes it's helpful to know what exactly makes up a healthy fat, what exactly makes up a condiment, in case I want to use something that's not exactly on the list. So in a couple of places over the last few weeks from some health coaches, I have found out that there are ways that you can count healthy fats and you can count condiments to determine whether or not they actually fit into the program. So a condiment is going to be anything that is 30 calories or less and 1 gram of carb or less. So if you are in the store and you're not sure if a certain sauce or seasoning is going to fit into that condiment category, just look at the nutrition. If it is 30 calories or less and 1 gram of carb or less per serving, then that works as a condiment. So let's talk about salad dressings, because I personally do not like low-fat salad dressings. I can handle the vinaigrettes, but when it comes to creamy salad dressings, I have tried every brand of low-fat, light ranch dressing out there, from Walden Farms to Ken's to Hidden Valley, you name it, I've tried them all. And there's just something in the flavor of the dressing, that the texture, that I just don't like. And so I haven't had ranch dressing. I've actually bought several bottles trying to figure it out. But the other day I thought, let me look to see if my ranch dressing, I make ranch dressing myself, let me see if my ranch dressing will fit into the healthy fat parameters, and guess what? It does. The parameters for a healthy fat are 45 to 60 calories per serving, 4 to 5 grams of fat, and less than 5 carbs. There are also several apps that you can get on your phone or sites that you can go to online where you can take ingredients, put them into a recipe calculator is what it is, and it will figure out for you what is the nutrition for that recipe. So I took my recipe and I put it into the calculator, and if I use light mayonnaise, my recipe calls for full fat mayonnaise, but I think I can handle the light. If I use light mayonnaise and if I use buttermilk powder instead of the full fat buttermilk that I normally use, it fits right in there. 2 tablespoons of my homemade ranch are 60 calories. That's the top end of the parameters. 2.8 grams of carbs, so that's less than 5, and 5 grams of fat, which is the tippy top of the fat. Now, this is a healthy fat that I would not use very often. I do salads with ranch once, maybe twice a week, but I could also use this ranch for another recipe if I wanted to. My husband will also eat it because he likes ranch and he's not on program. So we will go through it in the right amount of time. So let me give you the ingredients. I will also put the ingredients in the description box below, along with all of the information that you need for what makes up a condiment, what makes up healthy fat, and what is the nutrition information for this particular recipe. So this recipe is going to use light mayonnaise. It is going to use buttermilk powder, water to make up that buttermilk, and then salt, pepper, dried parsley. I like dill in mine, so there's dill in my recipe. You could leave it out. There are freeze-dried chives, garlic powder, onion powder, and dehydrated onion. So let me show you how I'm going to make this recipe. So this recipe calls for 1 cup of mayonnaise. I'm going to use this light mayonnaise. I know this container doesn't have a whole cup of mayonnaise in it, so I'm going to use the water displacement method to figure out how much I have in here. And since I'm going to use water, I have my cup of water that is going to go with my buttermilk powder. I'm going to pour this water into my container, and I'm going to shake it up and see how much I have as far as mayonnaise and water, and then I can add more mayonnaise to get this up to the 2-cup level, which is what I need. So I'm going to shake this up, and then I'll show you what I'm going to do next. I should be able to pour this in here. So it looks like I had about a 1/2 cup, and I am going to open a new jar of mayonnaise and just add to that to bring that up to the 2-cup level. Anybody who lives in the South knows Duke's is best. I'm not a Southerner, but I live here, and I love Duke's mayonnaise. All right, looks like that is going to put me right where I need to be. And then I'm going to add into this all of my dry ingredients, and let me show you how I'll do that. The first thing that I need is my buttermilk powder. I'm going to put all of these things into a small bowl, mix them up, and then add them to my liquid to make my dressing. So the first thing that I need is 4 tablespoons of this buttermilk powder. And to keep this super fresh, I keep this in the refrigerator. Then I need to have 2 tablespoons of parsley flakes. Oops. Almost out. Next, I need 1.5 teaspoons of dried chives. So there's 1.5. 2 teaspoons each of onion powder, dehydrated onion, and garlic powder. So there's my onion powder. Dehydrated onion, garlic powder, I need a teaspoon of dried dill, and then I'm going to use 1/2 teaspoon each of salt and pepper, an eyeball of pepper, and 1/2 teaspoon of salt. And really, I don't even do a whole 1/2 teaspoon because I don't want it to be too salty. I'm just going to stir this together. And then let me grab a bowl and we'll mix this together. I'm gonna dump in my dry ingredients. And then my wet. The good thing about mixing the mayonnaise in the water to begin with is a lot of the chunks are already dissolved. And I'm just gonna whisk and whisk and whisk until this is all combined. You definitely wanna make this ahead of time, so don't make it and then serve it right away. You want the opportunity for those dried seasonings to hydrate, especially with the dehydrated onion. You've got those dehydrated onion flakes. Also, the parsley needs a little bit of hydration as well. It also allows all of those flavors to really marry and taste super good. This honestly is going to be the best ranch dressing. I love restaurant ranch that is a little bit on the runny side. So that is how my ranch dressing is. I suppose you could do a little less water, but you can see how nice and drippy it is. Got a little bit of extra that I'll put into a smaller container and store this in the refrigerator. And this is 2 tablespoons will equal a healthy fat. I hope that you will give this ranch dressing a try. If you do, let me know in the comments down below what you think of it. Happens to be my very favorite ranch dressing ever. Join me again next time for another recipe video, another what I eat in a day, another reality check. Just check in with me and see how I'm doing. Until then, live in the light.